Alright, you see it. I got the M5 ski up on the lift. We're about to do the oil change. If you want to see what oil I got here, probably the sticker on the side kind of gives it up just a tad bit. If you know, you know. If you guys are interested in knowing what oil I'm using, this oil is revolutionary. I'll drop it on the next vid. Comment down in the comment section and I'll be releasing what oil I use. This is where you would want to place your jack. You want to look for those mounting points. There's these little plastic blocks right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe on this side you might be able to see a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. See how it's got like a little bit of fins on it too? Yeah. Those are the mounting points you want to look for when you're jacking it up. Say hi to my boy Sammy. He's going to be helping me out with the breakdown today of how to do your oil change on an F10 M5 ski. The proper way, by the way.
The 100% proper way.
First thing, once you get it jacked up or up on a lift, you're going to have your oil filter. This is the oil filter housing. Oil filter's in there. And then you have the drain plug. All you have to do is unscrew it.
With a washer.
And it has a little washer and the oil will come out. But the main thing that nobody talks about is the oil cooler down here, which is up near the front of the car. So here's the front of the car. There's the grill. The oil cooler, as you can see, is right there. That little sucker actually has about how much oil, Sam?
About a quart and a half.
So that has about a quart and a half of motor oil in there.
So we actually got to use a 17 millimeter wrench, and you can't use a ratchet with a socket because it actually hits right here on this metal plate that covers the engine. So we're gonna crack it loose real quick, as you can see.
Crack her loose. Move the light here.
Yeah.
And then of course you need something to drain the oil into.
Yeah.
You don't know specifically. Yeah, he's got a professional thing going on here, but of course you can use whatever you got around. And as you can see, he already cracked it loose, so now he can just do it with his hand and then just wait for it to start spilling out.
Smell it too.
Now, here's the key part. You do have to wait until the oil is fully drained before attempting to take out the oil filter behind this plate right here. There it is. But we have to wait until it's done draining. So a little bit of time has gone by, about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. The oil is starting to thin out now. We got a little bit left. So now that, as you can see, the oil is thinning out, now we're good to go for removing the oil filter. The tool needed is going to be an oil filter wrench.
Yep. And you could actually use a different type of filter wrench where it houses the actual housing. But for what I have, this filter wrench works with this filter housing. So
cool. Let's go ahead and this is how you would go about getting it in there if you're using a filter wrench like that one. And I think you can just buy it like off of AutoZone, right? Or like O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
They carry these. They're pretty easily accessible. Here. You gotta get it in through behind the shield right there.
And then breaks loose like that.
And then break it loose.
And then there you go. So with this CarQuest filter, it's a lot more better. It's a premium filter than the OEM filters on the BMW F10 M5s. The reason being, it has a better filtration media, synthetic blend media. But the one key thing, when we first changed the oil on this car, it had a rubber O-ring on it. And with rubber O-rings, they deteriorate with the heat. So they over time it actually causes a leak on the oil filter housing. So with this one, it has a silicone style O-ring, and with silicone, it can handle the heat a lot better than the rubber. So it stays sealed for a while, like even past the oil change intervals.
So better seal means no leaks. And this one, by the way, copped it at Advanced Auto Parts. You can find it. CarQuest Premium. It's not too cheap, but trust me, it's worth it. You're making sure you're getting not only are you getting top filtration for synthetic oil, which I recommend full synthetic.
Yeah,
by the
full
way.
synthetic. Yep.
It also comes with all the O-rings you need, top quality materials.
Better sealing and better filtration. So
Inside the box, this is what you get. Look at that O-ring.
And the key deal to know that it's a silicone style O-ring is it has a red color to it, whereas the rubber is a natural black, which is a natural color for rubber.
There you go. Key aspect. I would never have known that.
So yeah. And then it comes with the washer and the stem O-ring, but this doesn't come with the M5. It doesn't come with the stem. So it's just a regular flat filter.
Cool.
There you have it. So with the filter wrench, you gotta loosen it some with the gasket because it's really up against the housing for better sealing. So you just gotta do maybe about 10 turns before it actually becomes hand loose. So right now, you can twist it off just by hand. After about 9 or 10 turns with the filter wrench, and the oil starts coming out a little bit. There you go.
Oof.
Yeah. Dirty job.
Right now, another key aspect that nobody ever goes over. Be very careful when removing the old oil filter from the housing. As you can see, there's the old O-ring.
Yep.
But inside is this very key feature. It looks insignificant, but it's actually a bypass valve.
Yep.
And what it does is essentially, if you're in the event that the oil filter is so dirty that your oil can't flow through it, oil will bypass that oil filter and go straight to the what would be the oil pump.
It goes into probably the oil cooler, and then it goes into the engine.
Right. So be very careful. Not whenever you're dumping your old oil filter, do not dump that as well, because if you do, essentially your oil will always be bypassing your new oil filter.
Yeah.
So check that you have that. If you do, you're golden. If you don't, you gotta order another filter housing.
Cool. This is the old CarQuest filter that we used previously, and with the oil that we use, which is pretty high quality oil, as you can see, you can look into the pleats. There's nothing at all, like hardly any metal chips. Probably very microscopic, very small. But to the visible naked eye, there is literally no metal whatsoever on these pleats.
It's pretty much still clean. This oil filter could probably still keep going.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But that just shows you how premium that oil filter I just showed you is. And if you guys are still interested in what oil I am using, notice how clean it kept my engine.
Yep.
Like I said, drop a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be releasing it on the next video. You literally gain power too. Not only are you protecting your motor, you gain power.
Yep. So we got the filter O-ring on the new housing, and it's all cleaned up with brake cleaner from getting all the old oil out. And with the filter, there's two sides, but you're only supposed to use one side. This one has a closed side. See, you can't see through it. This one has an open side. It's all the way in the back. On the closed side, it goes where the bypass valve is on this filter housing. So, and when you push it in, you can hear it click as it goes in, like that.
Did you hear that?
So you want to hear, and it's secure. You can't pull it out. So, and it's attached to the bypass valve. And so yeah, the clean oil the oil that goes through the filter media comes out clean through here to this opening, and the closed area is the bypass valve. So that bypass the oil goes through it instead of the pleats, and it comes out through here. So there you have it.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and throw her back on.
Yep. Back onto the filter housing.
Now, of course, this oil filter, we want to make sure it's fully secure. Once we've tightened it by hand as much as we can, we would want to go ahead and use that filter wrench and maybe do what would you say, another 7 turns?
Yep. Yeah, that's already sealing on the filter housing from the O-ring, so it gets really tight. So you got to use a oil filter wrench. You can't just use your hands to tighten the filter housing, because it uses a lot. There's a lot of pressure from the oil pump that goes into this filter housing, and if it's not tight, it'll go past the seal, and then the filter housing will just come down and cause a slew of problems, basically.
Yep. So make sure you tighten that thing. Now again, don't never overdo anything, right? Don't over tighten, but
Yeah.
make sure that it as tight as it can possibly be. What is it? Do you think there's any torque specs on that? Probably. I don't think so, right?
There probably is.
There probably is.
It's very minimal. It's just snug.
Right.
As soon as you feel it snug up, probably do like not even a quarter turn, like a third of a turn, and you're good.
So one hand, notice how he's pushing it up. The other, with the other hand,
Yeah, I'm turning it.
turning it.
With the other hand.
Just in there.
And you gotta go on the inside of this cover. So
Yep.
you can't do it on the outside. It's a little difficult, but it's not too bad. Alright, see, it's tightened right there. Alright, so there's a block right there, and you just want to go a little bit more. Not much.
Boom. Did you hear that click?
Yeah,
Another one. Boom.
that's it.
Boom.
Just a little bit.
Yes, sir. That way we know it's tight, secure.
And there you go.
Back over here, of course, drain plug. We still have not put it back on. No. Now, another key aspect, guys, as you're putting the drain plug back on, pay very close attention to a small washer right there that is located.
Yeah, behind the bolt. So it's a copper washer. So with these copper washers, you're supposed to replace them every so often when they're like really crushed. But this one's still pretty good. It's not like too crushed, so it's still reusable. It'll still seal, and that's what prevents it from oil leaking out of the drain plug hole. So.
But another thing would be when you take that drain plug out at the beginning, be careful to not lose that washer.
Yeah.
You can very easily lose that washer.
Yeah, as the oil's coming out, it could probably slip out or something like that. And
Right.
pull the drain plug out. So, yeah, this washer is very important. It's what seals, keeps the oil from leaking out. Because if you put this bolt back without the washer, you'll have leaking issues, or sealing issues. So.
Alright, so now on to the final part. We have our oil filter back in. We got the drain plug back on. This is where most oil change videos stop, but this is where we keep going.
Yep.
So we want to drain. There's still more oil in this oil cooler that's still in there. Old oil that we do not want recirculating. To access this oil cooler, there's this protective cover here, plastic cover here, which is secured by a couple of these bad boys right there. They're 8mm in size, so you want to use an 8mm socket.
And you want to use an electric gun to make the job a lot faster and more.
Yeah, if you don't have an electric gun, you can still use a ratchet, but it'll take you a longer time.
Yeah, because you got to keep ratcheting it with your hand, and it takes forever. So you could just
Yes,
run
sir.
them out, and
Just
then
demonstrate how we do this.
so.
Make sure it's lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah.
Sorry, doing this with my left hand. There you go. As you can see right away. Here they.
Yep.
Look at that. Well, and that's it. You just do this to all of them. You just go around.
Yeah, there's like 20 of them. Though.
Make sure you don't lose them. I highly recommend get a little bucket. Put them all in that bucket so you don't lose them. And you just go around, just take them all off. And at the end, we're going to count exactly how many you should be expecting to have on hand.
Yeah, to take all this plastic cover just to access this oil cooler right here.
Yep.
Just to access.
As you can see, there's more over here too.
Yeah, on the bumper too.
Okay. See, there's more there, around. So this is all towards the front edge. There's quite a few.
Yep. I'd say about 20.
About 20. What's
That's what I'm
my
thinking.
guess would be, yeah, 25. We'll see, between 20 and 25.
Yeah.
So we're going to take them all off and then see how our guess went.
Yep. All up over.
So actually, it was exactly 25 of these. Sorry, no, 23.
Yeah, 23.
23 of these. So his guess was 20, mine was 25. It was 23. So if you don't have 23 of these in your little bucket or box, you're missing one. Okay. Now, once you've taken them all off, do keep in mind there were some in the wheel well. Like this one right here, you're going to have to turn the wheel. When you turn the wheel, you can gain access to them.
Yep.
So the wheel's movable by hand.
Yeah, you can move it even with the
So,
cars off. So
yeah, just move it.
yeah, you just gotta.
Wheels are light.
Push to it. So.
And then, yeah, once it's hanging like this,
Yep.
it's hanging down. So let's see if we can remove that sucker. Boom!
Like that.
Came off. I heard something drop.
Probably like a rock.
That was like a little rock.
That's debris.
So this is what it looks like, guys. It's a protector. Boom. Set it down. And then what do we have here?
Access to the filter or the oil cooler.
There's the oil cooler. As you can see, there's going to be two lines. There's going to be one hose going in through here on the right hand side. And here's your oil cooler. It's got some supports right here. As far as what you need here, so to take off the nut here, you're going to use, what size was that?
13 millimeter socket or 13 millimeter wrench.
13 millimeter socket or wrench. Lefty loosey. And you can take that right off. Now, as far as these two are concerned, this is where it gets beamery.
Yeah.
So you need the special Torx bits.
Yep, Torx bits.
Now this one specifically is going to be a T30 right there. You can see it on the side. T30, and it goes right in there. And you're going to want to use it on both so we can tilt this sucker down, of course, after we remove this line.
Yep.
As you can see, we've already drained the oil, and look at this.
Yep. Here's the oil that's never gets drained out.
The oil, the forgotten oil.
Yep.
And we haven't even tilted this oil cooler, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's still plenty.
Well, once we tilt it, you'll see.
Yeah. Drain some of it out. You just pull the line down so that way gravity can take its course from the engine and drain out all the oil right here. It goes right up into the engine. And here in a minute, when we take these screws out, we're gonna tilt the oil cooler down so we let gravity drain all the oil that's over here, and including over here on this line too.
Yeah, we're gonna let gravity do what it does best.
Yep.
We're gonna use it to our advantage though, to make sure that we get that oil out of there.
Don't lose that.
Shoot. Good thing it has a guard in there.
Yeah. There's a grate.
Yeah. All right, so we actually need to take both sides off. So T30 on that side, T30 on this side. Notice we only remove the line on one side, not necessary to remove the line on this side.
Yep.
But this is only so that we can tilt it and
Let gravity.
let gravity do its magic. Come on, gravity. Let's see her work.
All right, now I gotta drop the pan. Let's see. Hold on. Oh shit! There we go.
There it goes. Look at that, the forgotten oil.
You can let go, bro.
The forgotten oil. That's the forgotten oil, guys.
That's a quart and a half right there.
Yeah, that's not
Left.
one. That's not one drop or 2 drops. That's quite a bit.
So
Notice how we're tilting it, letting gravity take its course to empty it out. This is a little. This is where the T30s were. Little T30 bracket. This is where we disconnected that little that line. Look at that, still going.
Yep.
And honestly, you're gonna have to let it sit for like what, a good like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Should all eventually come out.
Oil cooler, guys. All that old oil would still be circulating in the motor.
Yep. Still coming out too. Yeah.
Alright, and finally, this is the part that I assume everybody knows. This is the part where you pop the hood, and then you locate the oil cap, which is there. Boom. Oil cap. Boom, and then you want to use a funnel and just fill her up.
You got it.
Now, do notice there, see how it says 9 quarts? That's because it's excluding the extra quart in the oil cooler.
Yep.
I get 10 quarts.
Mm-hmm.
So for this one, you're going to need 2 5-quart jugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then just take your oil of choice and drain it in, and you're good to go. Stay tuned if you want to know about the oil that I use and the secret that I possess. Alright, later guys.